Hello, my name is Philip Olaomi, and I want to thank you again for joining us today at Let's Talk About Worship. This is where we engage the scriptures to reveal God's mind about the subject of true and acceptable worship as recorded in John chapter 4, verse 23 to 24. And our goal is to be able to create a worship culture that is pleasing to the Father at all times. So today we want to talk about vocal exercises and how we can help you to become a better worshiper. So let's get right on. It is very true that worship is spiritual, but there are elements of skills that when you introduce it, it makes worship more acceptable to God. The effort that you put into improving your skills will deepen your commitment and devotion to God the more. And that is if it is not done for either selfish or competitive reasons. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 29 says that, "Seest thou a man who is diligent in his business, he shall not stand before mean men, but he shall stand before kings." That's what the scripture says. 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 8 says, "Bodily exercise profits little." Yes, it may be little, but it still profits, and that little, it is really something. So vocal exercises, they are the investment or the contributions that you make to better the quality of your sound, the sound that you sing, the sound that you produce. And with vocal exercises, you can do a whole lot of things like expanding your voice range, the clarity of your tone, skill acquisition, and the likes. There is the need that before you sing, that you warm up your muscles. And when we sing, the process is that we engage the vocal cords and the inner muscles of our larynx, and both of which you really don't want to harm at all. And by warming up before you start singing, you give them the chance to loosen up and relax. You're releasing the tension from your body and voice, and it reduces the chances of you injuring your voice, injuring the muscles of your voice. And you know that when you stretch your vocal cords by warming up before you sing, you are better prepared to sing different styles, or you can even sing different registers. A friend of mine made a statement that resonated with me. He said that prehab is better than rehab. So when you warm up, you loosen your muscles. You loosen your muscles, and it helps when you eventually engage in worship, when you eventually engage in singing. So warming up, it does train your voice. And what's really important about warm-ups is that they actually train you to become a better singer. And you know that the more you practice as a worshiper, the more you practice your warm-up techniques, the better you will become. And you know, there are several means and several methods that you can use to sharpen your skills. But before we go into that, as a worshiper, there are certain inspirations that you get in worship, like, in terms of runs, in terms of hard leaps. But if you are not prepared to take that leap, it will not come out well. If you receive an inspiration during worship to do a particular run and you're not prepared for it, you've not been rehearsing, you may do it, but it may not really come out well. So you need to get into that space, warm up, practice, get your voice ready for that divine inspiration that moves the heart of God. So this is this is highly, strongly recommended. And a worshiper we can engage in various methods to sharpen our skills, like I mentioned earlier. And one of the things is that you have to build your vocal techniques. The vocal techniques, the techniques that you desire to use in worship. Sometimes when I'm listening to songs and I hear a particular run, I pause it and I take it back again just to be able to know what was done there. And I'll rehearse it over and over and over. If I can do it, I know that when I get into a worship space and that inspiration comes to me, I know I can use it anytime. But first of all, I need to nail it down. And the second thing is you need to focus on vowel shapes and learning to sing each vowel clearly and accurately at different pitches. And this is going to improve, your resonance. So these techniques, they are great for strengthening your vocal registers. It enables you to sing, fluidly in higher pitches and than you normally sing. And they are also very, very much useful for learning to navigate, through your chest, your belt, your head voice, and how to sing, through them. And you can really, really connect when you are better, when you're better prepared. So, I want us to talk about. I want to talk about breathing when you're worshiping. There's so many worshipers that you can actually hear their breath when they are ministering, when they are singing. And there are techniques to doing that. Because when you are singing in worship, you want to try as much as possible to eliminate any form of distraction. That heavy breathing can turn someone off in worship. And if you're losing the people that you're bringing into the worship space, into the presence of God, then you're not really doing a good job with that. So on our own side, as worshipers, we need to be able to eliminate any form of distraction. And breathing is one of those. The way you breathe while singing, it makes a huge difference in your performance. The way it's a great way to improve your skills as you warm up. So you can incorporate breath exercises into your routine, and this is very, very essential. So the way you need to practice it, you need to learn to carry your voice through long phrases by controlling when and where you breathe. And as you warm up, you need to practice singing at the end of every breath, and carry it as far as you can without overstraining your voice. This is going to help your singing to be very, very effective. You'll be able to communicate feelings and emotions into what you're singing. I can hold my breath for about a minute, 5 to 10 seconds. And I know that it can get better even as I practice the more. I didn't start from there. I started from maybe about 20 seconds, and I went to about 35 seconds to 45 seconds, and now I can do it for over a minute. Yeah, so when I'm singing some long phrases, when I'm singing some extended notes, I can hold that note at least for that time. So that's about that. Another very important thing aside the breath is ear training. So this is one factor that can really improve your warm-ups when you engage in training. It's not all the time that you will have a keyboard where you're trying to warm up. So you need to focus your attention on intonations and recognize interval and scales. And this is going to give you a better idea. It's going to give you a better idea of what you're singing, and it will help you to be successful, and you will know that you have actually improved. And as you are practicing those vowels, you are practicing different pitches. For example, you can also incorporate the use of scales and switch between intervals. You can do the natural scale. There are different types of scales. You have the blues scales. You have the harmonic. You have different ones. But the regular one, the natural scale is do re mi fa sol la ti do ti la sol fa mi re do. Yeah, so that's that. So you can go into different scales, and this is going to help you. It will help your singing if you know how these notes, how they sound. It will improve your ability to recognize this sound, by themselves, so that when you are trying to sing do, and you are singing, you're singing fa in do, then you know that something is wrong. So you need to know the notes of the tonic-solfas to know how they work. This is going to help you. It will help you to know whether you are hitting the right notes or not. And there are lots of people that can sing, but when you understand the technicality of what you are singing, it will give you the liberty to explore certain possibilities. There are a lot of possibilities when you understand the technicality of what you're singing. It's not all about someone did a run and you're practicing it. If you know the technicality behind what that person did, you can improvise and even make it sound better. You can put things together, and you can run your scale run your scale on that. You can build something, an exercise on that. So vocal warm-ups, they are one of the best and simplest ways that you can use that you can use to develop yourself, to make yourself better. And when your voice is healthy, it will help you. It will help you, to share the gift that God has given you with the world, longer. There are times that yes, you have the gift, yes, you have the anointing, but your health cannot express it, and that's why it happens sometimes, that people that were relevant maybe in one field or the other, they are no longer able to do it. Why? Because their health is affecting a lot of things. So you need to check in with your muscles, make sure that you strengthen your vocal cords, and you're ready. It's already planned. You've already done your warm-ups before you start to sing, because you don't want to push your muscles beyond their limit. You don't want them to start wearing out and cause eventual damage. And if you feel that your muscles are tired during the warm-up, be sure to listen to them and don't push beyond their comfort level. When I sing, sometimes I do like to, and I've seen quite a number of worshipers, do this. They want to be able to hear themselves well, so that they don't lose their voice. They don't shout. They're not screaming. Yeah. So because you need to be able to hear yourself well, so as not to push your muscles beyond what they're able. And when you listen, when you understand yourself, when you do your warm-ups, you'll be able to understand your muscles better. You know the notes that you would not attempt to even hit, and there are notes that you know that you can definitely take care of. And when you do your warm-ups, it increases your range as well. So you need to be patient with yourself. You need to understand your voice. And these are the things that helps when you do warm-ups. When you do warm-ups, you understand yourself better. You just don't want to go up there and you start exploring things that you have not practiced. You start exploring things that you have not developed yourself to be able to handle. Sometimes I do some jaw exercises. And, excuse me for this. There are, when you are singing, you really don't have to care about someone is watching you, or maybe the way your face is, maybe it's kind of funny. There are some exercises that it makes our face, look very ugly, but we're talking about a service to God. We're talking about loving God with the gift that He has given us. So when I'm singing, I really don't care about who is watching. As long as I am connected and I know that you are getting blessed, I know that we are together in that worship space. That's all that matters. Because when you focus your heart on God, it helps other people to be able to connect to the flow that you are connected to. So, what brought this about is the fact that I do some jaw exercises, and I want to do like like a practical example. I do some jaw and lip exercises. For some jaw exercises, if I want to sing, I do something like this. Just something like that. You do it. If you do it for like 5 minutes or so, you're going to feel it here. You see that your muscles, they're loosening up. And I think there's something that is being sold. I've forgotten what it's called right now, but you can put it in your mouth and chew it. You can chew it, so it helps you to exercise the muscles of your jaw muscles, and so that when you sing, you can be able to move your lips, move your jaw easily. Nothing is going to be stiff. And some lip exercises, I do something like, just something like that. So you can do that for some time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. You can break in between. It helps to loosen the muscles in your mouth, your jaw, and it will help your singing. All right, so that's about that. I want us to do some exercises, some vocal exercises today, and the one I'm particular about is to expand your range. You expand your range. And one thing about vocal exercises is that once you start to do it, you can modulate to the next key and just modulate upwards, like that. So that will help you to expand your range. One of the ones that we do, that I do, is this. All right, it goes like this. It said, do mi re fa mi so fa la so, ti re do mi re fa mi so fa, la do ti re do mi re fa mi so fa la so ti la do mi re do. All right, I'm going to take that. I'll take that slower. So it's do mi re fa mi so fa la so, ti re do mi re fa mi so fa, la do ti re do mi re fa mi so fa la so ti la do mi re do. So if I'm doing that, I run it this way. Do mi re fa mi so fa la so, ti re do mi re fa mi so fa, la do ti re do mi re fa mi so fa la so ti la do mi re do mi re fa mi so fa la so, ti re do mi re fa mi so fa, la do ti re do mi re fa mi so fa la so ti la do mi re do. So that's a vocal exercise to be able to expand your range. So if you do that and you modulate over the keys, it will do. There's some notes that you may not be able to hit when you're doing it for the first time, but when you practice it over and over and over, it helps you, and you will be able to hit some ranges that you've not been able to hit before. Another very interesting one is do so, do ti la so fa mi re do so re so fi so do so do ti la so fa mi re do re mi fa so la ti do. Then you can modulate to the next key. So it goes like this: do so do ti la so fa mi re do so re so fi so do so do ti la so fa mi re do re mi fa so la ti do do so do ti la so fa mi re do so re so fi so do so do ti la so fa mi re do re mi fa so la ti do. Then you can modulate to the next key and all like that. So you can rewind these to understand what it is. And I know very well that I had a classical background. I know very well that there are so many people out there that don't have that type of a background, and it does not mean it does not invalidate what you're doing or what you know. It's just the training, and you can acquire it. So there's many people that really don't know solfas, but if you don't know solfas, you can hum it like or you can hide ha 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 or hoo. So there's many things that you can do if you're not too comfortable with turning solfas. And there is this other one, for people that are not too into turning solfas. I learned this a while back. It goes like this: Va va viva va va viva va va viva va. Va va viva va va viva va va viva va. Va va viva 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 va. Va va viva va va viva va va viva va. Va va viva va va viva va va viva va. Va va viva 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 va. You know, you just go on like that. So if you do it over and over, maybe you want to do it in the shower, or you want to do it in your closet, or you want to do it anywhere that you desire. But the goal is that we need to give our God the best. Worship is not just, oh, I know to sing, grab the mic and just go. Our God deserves the best. And earlier I showed you about I did the joy exercise. You know, you can loosen the muscles in your your mouth, like just something like that, and the lip as well. Yeah, so these are things that we can do. And don't forget about the breath exercise. Hold your breath for as long as you can. You can time yourself. If you want to start with 15 seconds, that's great. If you're able to do 15 seconds, do it over and over. Then you can go to 25 seconds. You can go to 20 seconds to 25 seconds. But please do not stretch yourself. Please do not overstrain what you're able to. Don't go beyond what you are able, beyond your capacity. Is very much important. If you can do 10 seconds now, is fine. Your next milestone should be 15 seconds, and just let it grow gradually, like that. So it's a great thing. When we are prepared, when we exercise, it gives us confidence that God, you can give me that inspiration in the place of worship, and I know that I'm prepared. I'm ready to take that leap, and I will do it to your glory. So that's about what we have for today. I want to thank you for joining me this week. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Philip Olaomi Music, on Facebook, on YouTube, and Philip Olaomi on Instagram, and also on Twitter as well. You'll be notified when we post more videos. So please share this video. Let others be blessed just as you are. Thank you for joining us this week. The Lord bless you. See you next week. Amen.